I've been traveling full time for the past 2 years. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 choices that I've made that have made this lifestyle possible. First key choice I made was saving and investing. Having a financial cushion can make a big difference in your comfort level taking risks. As a minimum wage college graduate, I quickly realized that financial freedom was going to be key to my personal freedom. And after taking some gambles on the stock market, I knew I needed some more education. A Tony Robbins book called Unshakable.
But if you've got an iPhone and you don't own Apple, or better yet, you don't own the index of the S&P 500, the best 500 companies, you're making a giant mistake.
Learning about Warren Buffett's philosophy and one of his favorite readings, The Intelligent Investor.
And I read Graham's book, The Intelligent Investor, when I was at the University of Nebraska. And that just opened the whole thing up to me.
All made me realize that the best approach was investing in things I understood and holding those things for a very long time. And so living with my parents, I was able to put little by little aside each month and slowly grow a portfolio. But still, this was nowhere near enough to support my aspirations. As I was looking for better employment, I saw an opportunity to teach in China, and the key benefit was that they were providing housing for free. And before I knew it, I was on a plane and I was in China. I was in Yiwu, China. I was teaching. Now, there's a whole lot to say about this teaching opportunity. I learned a lot. At first, I was totally being taken advantage of, and then I found better opportunities and better pay. But essentially, because my housing was being paid for and the cost of living was so low there, I was saving 3/4 of my income. And if you put a little time into improving your resume, you can easily make between 3 to 4K a month. So now I was able to put aside a lot more into my investments. I was also able to pay off a lot of the debt I had accrued during university. But then COVID hit. I was locked out of China during the holidays, but I had gained a US teaching credential for Florida, which is too easy to gain. And so I had an opportunity to teach in the US. And I felt comfortable knowing that I had now established a solid alternative career path for me, which was teaching. And I could do that anywhere in the world, and demand is actually fairly high for teaching. But meanwhile, I was also developing my video creation skills. Since I had graduated in 2016, I had become very interested in video. I bought a camera and even did some freelance videography. Even when I was in China, I was making videos, and even when I was back in the US teaching, this was a skill that I was constantly developing. And what that resulted in was an opportunity after my first year teaching in the US, where I gained access to a fellowship to make videos around crypto and NFTs. And I took that opportunity of income that was tied to video creation to travel and make videos. Now, long story short, the crypto NFT market eventually failed. I made some poor investment choices.
Do we regret buying a JPEG for $23,000?
And I lost a significant portion of my savings. And honestly, I felt pretty defeated. I was going back to teaching, and although I was living abroad again, I was living in Qatar teaching, I didn't know if I would have the opportunity to travel more freely and make videos again. But as luck had it, a friend of mine was following my journey and was also continuing on his path of video creation and needed a video editor. And so he offered me an opportunity to edit for him. At that same time, I gained a short-term opportunity helping an NFT project for the FIFA World Cup. It's a whole different story, and that ended eventually. But I continued editing, and that's where I am today. For the past almost 2 years, I've been editing and traveling freely. I really couldn't have imagined that I would be in the situation I am now 10 or even 5 years ago. And it's only in hindsight that I'm able to see the choices I made that made this possible. But each of those choices really was critical to me being in this position now. Even though I lost a good portion of my savings, I have again been able to rebuild using those same fundamentals. Also, having the experience in teaching and a US teaching credential makes me comfortable in knowing that if I want to take a different route professionally and financially and life-wise and go back to teaching, go back to a different profession, I have that option. And developing my video skills since 2016, doing freelance video, doing video editing, has put me in a position where I have a remote skill that is valuable and that I can take advantage of anywhere in the world. I still have big aspirations for where this path will lead, in which I can gain financial freedom in a more independent way through the videos that I create. And I would appreciate your subscribes and your likes and your support. But I have immense gratitude for the current life that I have now, being able to live in different places, being able to have a career that I find interesting, and the freedom to move around and have flexibility of time. I hope if you're someone who's interested in a similar path, you find my story inspirational or motivational or educational. Also, please follow along with my newsletter, which is where I hash out ideas maybe are not ready to become videos, and on Instagram where I'll have shorter videos and stories from my current travels. I'm actually in South Korea right now, so also let me know what you'd like to see from South Korea. Thank you for watching. Take care. Much love. Peace.